Yeah, Preston DeVille reporting from the Norman County Fair for your 4-H Spotlight here on yourliveevent.com. Let's go talk to some of the kids. I'm here with Linda Hoagland, and yeah, she's just going to talk to us a little bit about 4-H. So Linda, you just kind of want to break down what your titles are and everything?
Sure. I'm the extension educator in 4-H youth development here in Norman County, so in the local office. So.
And like, what is those positions like? What do you do in those kind of positions?
I work with the entire 4-H program, and whether it's the volunteer leaders, whether it's the youth members that belong, I work with all of them. So.
Alrighty, and then yeah, you just kind of want to break down exactly like what 4-H is for maybe our listeners who don't really know too much about it.
4-H is a youth organization, and it's for kindergarten through second grade. We call them Clover Buds. And then third and up through 1 year past high school, they're able to be 4-H members.
Alrighty, like what can these like members do exactly? I know they can do like projects, livestock shows, different things like that.
Yes, they can. They can. It's a wide range of things, anything from the natural resource projects to food and nutrition to the clothing and textiles. It can be horticulture. It can be the animal sciences. All of those. They're able to really learn and discover some of these projects that they're interested in, and that they might have a passion in. Some of them actually go on and it's their career. So.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people think that 4-H is just for like A kids or stuff like that, and I know that's not true, correct?
Oh, no, it's not. It's kind of a wide range. Anything from, like I said, all the animal science projects, but I know we have some youth exhibiting in the computer technology. We've got photography, foods and nutrition, horticulture. We've got people in the crafts and fine arts, and wide ranges of all sorts of different areas of people, for people and for the youth to really explore and learn more about.
How much planning and work goes into putting something on like this every year?
Well, we start a while before, and we just, there is time that it gets put into it, and really it's wonderful that Norman County is very fortunate. We have really strong families and leaders and community support, and so it really helps to make a successful event such as the county fair, and like with the Norman County Ag Society, the support they give. I mean, like I said, it's a group effort.
Alrighty, and then what kind of like sales pitch do you use with kids who are maybe interested in joining or like a little hesitant to join? Like what kind of sales pitch do you usually give the kids to get them interested?
You want like an elevator speech, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, it's basically a chance for you to learn more about certain areas or projects, but it's also an opportunity for youth to discover and do work and build on leadership skills. We just had a group come back from, we call it Yellow, and that's youth. It's a youth leadership conference, and it was held this year up at Bemidji, and we had 7 Norman County 4-Hers that went up and took part, and that's just another step at building on those leadership skills that they can bring back to the county. And they might be using those leadership skills in 4-H, but they might be using them in all sorts of different organizations and different areas that they are working with, and also use them later in life too. So.
And then was there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Just thank you for coming out and supporting 4-Hers and the 4-H kids, but also supporting the Norman County Fair, and come out and enjoy.
I am here with Nora Rockstead, and then Nora, you just want to tell me about your projects this year?
Sure. I have a flower pot that I made, and I'm going to give it to my teacher, and I have a couple of pictures that I took in Washington, D.C., and I have a painting of a sunset. I'm probably hanging it in my room at the lake.
All right, you want to tell me a little bit about the Washington, D.C. pictures? Did you go there on vacation through a school? Was it with your parents? You just want to tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. My dad, he farms, and he has an annual meeting every year, and it's in a different place, and it was in Washington, D.C. this year, and so we went on a night tour, and I took a couple pictures, and because it was a sunset and looked pretty. So.
Did you visit any of the monuments and get pictures of those also?
I went to like the Capitol and the White House, but I didn't get any pictures there.
So you said you were also working on a flower pot?
Yeah, I made that with my mom. She had stuff, and she's like, "It's new, it's rounded. You've never done something rounded before, so you can try it." And
All right, are you doing anything with the livestock shows at all?
no,
Nope, no livestock.
no livestock.
You just want to tell me a little bit about yourself, where you go to school, maybe your grade, just different things like that.
I go to school in Ada. I'm going into 7th grade, and yeah, my dad farms. My mom does paint.
All right, how long have you been in 4-H?
Like 2 years, I think.
All right, can you tell me your favorite thing so far?
Probably the fair and helping
fair.
out in the fair. Yeah.
And just speaking, we are at the fair. Are you a ride person? Are you a food person? A little bit of both? Which aspect of the fair are you looking forward to the most that's not 4-H relevant?
I like the rides. They're fun. I'll eat the food,
Any ride in particular?
the fast ones.
I am here with Kira for a 4-H spotlight. And Kira, you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself, how old you are, what grade you're going into, how long you've been in 4-H?
Well, I've been in 4-H for 12 years. I'm going into 11th grade, and I am 17 years old.
Perfect. And you just want to tell me a little bit about your projects this year. What did you work on?
I have brought photography and other fine arts, and I'm glad to bring them and show what I've accomplished.
All right, and you just kind of want to break down your projects this year, like what they were exactly?
I've brought a couple pictures of my cat and other things like that.
What's your cat's name?
Bella.
Bella? All right, and then you just want to tell us your favorite part about 4-H?
The experience. Everything that you learn here can bring on for anywhere in life.
Okay. And what would you say to any kid like looking to join 4-H or hesitant to join? Like, how would you sell it to them?
Do it. It's a great experience. It's something that you can learn throughout your whole life. It's a great experience to be in.
All right, it's obviously fair weekend this week. You just want to tell me what your favorite part about the fair itself is?
Showing. I show animals, and that I work with them all summer, and it's just fun to show everyone what I've done and accomplished.
All right, and to kind of talk about the show animals a little bit, you want to tell me just what animals you are showing?
I am showing sheep, and they're a lot of work.
Could you tell me a little bit like what goes into preparing to show sheep?
Well, it takes a lot of time. You have to shear them. You have to prepare them for the experience because they don't like it very much, but it's a great experience for both the sheep and for me as well.
How many sheep are you showing this year?
2.
2? All right, and then was there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time today, Kira. I'm here with Madeline Crompton, and Madeline, I know we were talking just beforehand that this seems to be your thing, 4-H does every year. So you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe about all your titles that you were telling me about before?
Well, I have been in 4-H just about my entire life. I am president of Norman County 4-H Federation. I am a Norman County ambassador. I am also president of Woodland 4-H Club, which is located in Twin Valley. And I do just about everything in 4-H, from beef cows, dairy cows, swine. I'm hoping to do chickens in the near coming future. 4-H is my whole heart, I guess.
All right, and what grade are you going into?
I'm going into 10th grade.
10th grade already, geez.
Yeah.
All right, you just want to tell me a little bit about your projects. What were you working on this year?
This year I have photography, fine arts, and crafts, and then some horticulture with like flower pots and some cactuses this year.
Any projects in particular, like you want to go into depth on them a little bit?
Well, my one project about cactuses, I transplanted them from Colorado, and I was testing to see if they would survive in Minnesota. So far they are surviving.
Wait, there's cactuses in Colorado?
Yes, there are.
I learn something new every day. All right, yeah, you just want to tell us a little bit more about 4-H, about maybe if there's anyone looking to join it, kind of encourage them to join?
Well, 4-H is super fun. I absolutely love it. I love doing things in it. I was a counselor at Sandhill 4-H camp this year. It was so fun. If you are looking to join 4-H, it is such great activities. You can do a lot of things in it. And if you want to be joining 4-H, you can talk to Linda Hoagland.
I am here with Grace Ingram for another 4-H Spotlight. And Grace, you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself, how old you are, how long you've been in 4-H, and then what grade you're going into?
I am almost 16 years old. I've been in 4-H for most of my life, ever since I was about 8 years old. And I'm going into my junior year of high school.
All right, and you just want to tell us about your projects this year, what you're working on?
I have been working on many fine arts projects, and I have done some performing arts and some food and nutritions.
Or you just kind of want to go dive into them a little bit, explain what they are exactly?
I have done many drawings. One of them was a hat and some other little drawings in there. I've done a city drawing, and I made some lemon bars.
Awesome. And so far, is the fair going all right for you?
Yes.
All right. And obviously it is Fair Weekend. You just want to tell me a couple of your favorite things about Fair Weekend?
Definitely the food and probably some of the rides.
Any food in particular that you're just craving already?
The pizza crepes.
You just want to explain what that is a little bit? I don't think I've heard of those yet.
So there's this little crepe place. They make a bunch of different ones, including some pizza crepes, and they just make a little crepe, and then they put pizza sauce on it, and then some mozzarella cheese, and it's really good.
All right, and then kind of move it back to 4-H. Are you doing any livestock shows or any animal shows this year?
Not this year.
Not this year. All right, and then what would you say to any kid who's not joined 4-H or is a little hesitant to join or looking to join? How would you sell it to them?
It is really fun, and there is plenty of opportunities to step out of your shell and to be more of a people person. I personally wasn't much of a people person before I started 4-H, but ever since then, I have come to find that it's been very fun.
All right, and then what's been your favorite thing about 4-H so far?
A lot of the activities they do.
I am here with Layla Irby for the 4-H Spotlight. And Layla, you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself, how long have you been in 4-H, the projects you're working on, just different stuff like that?
I've been in 4-H for 2 years. I did a lot of projects. My sister did even more. I don't know.
Any projects in particular you are working on this year?
Yeah.
You just want to tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, rabbit board. I did it on sore hawks, like their feet, and how it gets infected and stuff, and how to heal it.
All right, and then you just want to tell me your favorite thing about 4-H?
The projects you do, the people you meet.
And then out of all your projects that you've done for the fair this year, which one's been your favorite?
I did 2 cactuses that I think were really cool.
You want to kind of explain that a little bit?
They were like sewing needle. I got them at I don't know. They're like 2 mini cactuses for like an ornament or something.
Okay. And then obviously it's Fair Weekend. You just want to tell me a little bit about that? Like, what's your favorite thing about the fair?
The food.
The food? Any food in particular?
No. I like all of it, except for corn dogs.
Except corn dogs, huh?
I hate corn dogs.
How about rides? Are you a ride person at all?
No.
Not really?
No.
Just the food for you? All right, and then was there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Not really.
Awesome. Thanks for your time today, Lila.
Yep.
So Elias, you just want to tell me a little about yourself first, how long you've been in 4-H, what grade you are, how old you are, just different stuff like that?
I've been in 4-H since 6th grade, and I'll be going into my senior year now, so I think that's something like 6 years.
Okay.
I started with the rabbit project, and then I moved on to goat, and now I'm doing horse, and this year I'm going to be doing all 3, and then after this year I'm thinking I'm going to be focusing on goat and horse.
All right, and then yeah, speaking of what you're working on, you just want to go into a little bit of depth on what you were working in, like like goats and different stuff, particularly
Goats,
you're working
yeah.
on.
So my goats, I have two. Well, there's two yearlings. One is going to be shown by me. The other one's going to be shown by my sister. The other yearling that we have is disqualified due to the amounts of teats that she has, because you're only allowed to have 2 with dairy goats, and she has 4. So that's just a bit of a. That's something you have to keep track of. Things like that. It's just a disqualification. There's not. You can do things about it, but we already have the 2. And then we have a doe in milk, and she's got 3 doelings that were born back in April, at the end of April. So they're all going to be shown. And then I have a doeling that was born around the end of March, and she was a bottle baby. Okay. So she's the other one that I'm going to be showing.
And then you said goats, and what other animals did you say you were working with again?
Horse and rabbit.
All right, you just kind of want to break down what those entail also?
Rabbit is just kind of like, well, it's mostly focuses a lot on breeding, and then you also just being able to handle your rabbit and understand, like showing them in the parts. It's mostly understanding your rabbit.
Okay.
What you're looking at. And then, did you want to hear about horse as well?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Horse is something new that I've started, and I've been learning a lot from my family and the group as a whole, and with the Saddle Club. They've been really great with helping me learn, especially since I'm leasing from someone.
Okay.
So a lot of people think that just because you don't own a horse, that you can't start, but you can always find someone who's looking for a rider or someone to work with their horse. And that's what I've been doing this year. So I've been going to horse practices and showing up there, and it's been really great because I'm hoping to work with my grandpa's horses here. So I've been learning a lot for showing at the fair here, and I'm going to be competing in game competitions and halter.
All right, and then what was there any like other projects or anything else you're doing for the fair?
No, those are the 3. I do just livestock.
All right, and then what would you say to like any kids looking to join 4-H or are hesitant to join, don't know if they want to join, just different things like that? What would you say? What kind of sales pitch would you give to them?
It's a really good learning experience, and even if it seems like there might be barriers, there's always people that are willing to help.
Okay.
And give you an opportunity.
Alrighty, and then it's obviously fair weekend also. Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most about the fair that's not like a 4-H thing?
The ranch rodeo. I'm competing in that.
Okay. You want to tell me a little bit about that also?
We've been doing a couple things to prepare. Like we rode around in a friend's pasture with cattle and drove the cattle around a little bit just to see how the horses react and make sure that they're not going to be scared when we sort cattle at the ranch rodeo. And then also been practice roping just for the different events that are there.
Today I'm here with Adley for a 4-H Spotlight. And Adley, you just want to tell me how, I know it's your first time in 4-H, so you just want to tell me what made you want to join?
Well, my mom was really good at it, and I want to be just like her.
All right, and then can you tell me how old you are and what grade you're going into?
I am 9 years old, and I'm going into going into 4th grade.
All right, and you just want to tell me a little bit about the projects you did this year?
Sure. So I did one with texture painting, and I did one that involves sewing, and I've gotten all blue ribbon so far.
All right, and what did you paint?
It was more of you put things on there, you glued them on there, and then you painted black on top, and then you added color.
Okay, and you said you also sewed. What did you sew?
I sewed and made a rabbit.
Okay, and what's been your favorite thing to do so far?
I'd say probably, the performing arts.
The performing arts? Mm-hmm. You just want to tell me a little bit about that? Kind of just like what it entails.
Oh, and entails like you don't have to do kits or anything. You can just like grab a few things out of your stuff around your house and just throw them together.
All right, and it's obviously fair weekend. What are you looking forward to the most at the fair this year?
I'm kind of looking forward to see my family, like see me help over there. So.
Are you going to be riding any rides?
Probably. I have 2 in mind.
Which 2 are those?
It's the one that spins you in circles that makes some people get sick, and it's also the fun house.
Preston DeVille here with another 4-H Spotlight on your live event. Today I'm here with Michael Crompton. And Mike, you just want to tell me about your project a little bit?
Well, I built this farm display. Took me about 2 days to build it, but I got it done.
Is it of your farm, or is it like one that you just came up with in your head?
Yep, I just thought of it in my head and kind of went with it on the go.
All right, yeah, you just want to tell me everything that you're working on for the fair this year?
Well, I'm bringing 2 heifers to the fair, and then I got this display in 1 photo.
All right, you said 2 heifers?
Yep.
All right, you want to just explain what's the training process for that is? How do you prepare for a show?
It takes, for the show you have to wash them about once or twice every day and blow them and get them dry and get their hair all puffed up, and then and hopefully it's a good day and then they cooperate during the show.
All right, and in terms of the fair, what's your favorite part of the fair?
Friday show day is probably the best day.
All right, and how long have you been in 4-H?
Since kindergarten, I think.
All right, what's been your favorite memory since you've started?
Probably the first year I showed a cow. That was a good year.
All right, and then obviously 4-H is always looking for new members. What would be a sales pitch you'd give to someone who is maybe interested in joining?
I don't know. That's a hard question.
All right. In terms of obviously this is a family affair for you.
Yep.
So just between me and you, which of the siblings is the best at this?
I am.
You are?
Yep.
I think Madeline would disagree with you.
No.
Alrighty, and then was there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
No.
All right, thanks for your time today, Michael.
Yep.
I am here with Billy Rush for another 4-H Spotlight. And Billy, we have one of your projects right here. You just kind of want to tell me exactly what it is, how it's made, just different stuff like that?
Sure. So what this is it's a Rush Farms CNC project that says Rush Farms, Ada, Minnesota, established 1879. And how I made it is using a mahogany 1.5 by 9-inch slate of wood that I sanded down, planed down, and then I put it into the school CNC machine after I use the app, which basically the app, you can add whatever you want to say on the wood and the length, the width, and the depth of it. So I put Rush Farms, Ada, Minnesota, established 1879, and I think that it's just really cool to have that because it can show when our farm was established, and then it can show what we have on our farm, which is pigs, and then we have a tractor, case tractors. So I think that's pretty cool, and there's also the corn and soybeans on it as well to show more.
All right, and then I know you said you had other projects you also worked on for this. You just want to explain what those are a little bit?
So other 4-H projects that I have a NDSES CNC project that says NDSES, the Science of Success, North Dakota State College of Science, Diesel Technology, C&H Industrial, Case IH, and IR, Ingersoll Rand. And the reason that I wanted to do that is because I'm planning to go to college there in a trade school for 2 years and then bring the general diesel mechanic knowledge back to the farm.
Awesome. And then you said you're obviously planning on going to college. How old are you?
17.
So you're going to college pretty soon then?
Yeah, pretty soon.
All right. You just want to say how long you've been in 4-H for me?
I've been in 4-H for 9 years.
And what's been your favorite thing about being in 4-H over those last 9 years?
My favorite thing would probably be just being a part of it and going to the fairs and showing my livestock and projects and all the community projects that we do and just being a part of it and having leadership towards it.
Speaking of livestock, are you showing livestock for this fair?
Yep, I'm showing a barrel and a gilt, so is my brother.
All right, and you just want to explain what goes into that kind of process, the planning process, the show process, just different stuff like that?
Sure, so the planning process basically begins with choosing the right gilt, and then we order the semen, and then we breed the gilt, and then we wait. Once they're born, We ear notch all of them and decide which ones are best based on the ear notches. And then once they grow older, we go back into the pens and decide which ones are going to be the finalized 4-H pigs. And we walk them around with whips and get used to them, get them used to us. And then once the fair comes around, we ear notch them, we clean them up, we get ready, and we just hope for the best.
All right, and it's obviously is fair time. Like, what's your favorite part about fair time?
My favorite part would be showing my animals.
Alrighty, and then obviously 4-H is always looking for new members. What would you use as a sale pitch to anyone like looking to join, is hesitant to join, or interested in joining, just different stuff like that?
Sure, what I would say is it's great, like if you are having a family and your kids want to go into it, I think the main thing would be that it's just so much fun and you can learn so many good values like leadership, responsibility, and it's a great time. It's a great thing to say that you've done, and it's a great experience to show off all your work and everything that you can do.
Awesome. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Yeah, that come to the Norman County Fair. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of animals this year. There are a lot of projects. It's definitely something you don't want to miss.
All right, I'm here with Hazel Rockstead for your 4-H Spotlight. Hazel, you just want to tell me a little bit about yourself? How long have you been in 4-H? What grade you're going into? Just different stuff like that?
I've been in 4-H for 2 or 3 years, and I'm going into 4th grade next year.
4th grade, huh?
Yeah.
You excited?
Yes.
All right, hey, you just want to tell us a little bit about your projects or anything else you're doing with 4-H this year? Just kind of break it down a little bit for us.
I did 3 fine arts and crafts. I did 2 photography, and I did 1 child development.
All right, you kind of just want to tell us a little bit about your projects, like what they were on, just different stuff like that?
For the child development, they were about how to dye eggs. And photography were different monuments and places in Washington, D.C. And for fine arts and crafts, I did 1 mosaic, a painting, and a drawing.
All right, and what were those paintings and drawings on?
I did a drawing of a dog. I did a painting. It was like a modern art painting, blending. And for the mosaic, I did a patio table of a bumblebee.
Okay. And out of all your projects this year, which one's been your favorite so far?
My bumblebee.
Your bumblebee? All right, and then it's obviously fair weekend. You just kind of want to tell us what you're excited most about the fair this year?
The rides.
Any certain ride in particular?
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick? What's that one again?
It's the whale, and you go up and down, side to side.
I'm here with Jaslyn for another 4-H Spotlight. And Jaslyn, you just want to talk about your projects a little bit, what you're working on?
So I have this scratch project. It's of 2 cows. Here's the photo that I used to make it. We printed these pictures out in black and white at the school, and then we put chalk on the back of the photo and traced it with a pencil so that the chalk would go onto the black, so that you could use like a sharper tool to scratch it out. And then we added like different highlights and the way the hair goes on the face.
How long did a project like this take?
This one took me about a week or so.
Alrighty, and was there any other projects or livestock or anything else you were showing this week?
Yes, I am showing pigs. I have 3, believe. And then I am showing 2 beef steers, and then I have 1 wooden shelf that I also have.
You just want to explain like what goes into showing like a cow or a pig or something like that?
So with pigs, you have to go into a ring with a bunch of other animals, other pigs, depending on their weights. You use like a whip kind of stick to lead them around and try to keep your pig in front of the judge at all times. And then with like any kind of cow, for say like a dairy or beef, you just walk them on a halter. And with beef, you have a show stick, which can be used to help them walk or set them up.
All right, and what's your favorite thing about participating in 4-H?
I just love the experience. I love to be able to compete and just getting my animals ready, getting them to trust me, and just coming to the fair.
All right, yeah, and speaking of the fair, like what's your favorite thing about the fair time?
Probably the food. I like the food.
Any food in particular?
The pretzels.
Pretzels?
Yeah.
All right, and how long have you been in 4-H?
I've been in 4-H for 4 years. This will be my 5th.
5th year? All right, and then was there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Nope.
Awesome, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
That'll conclude today's coverage of the 4-H Spotlight here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Preston DuVille. Had a lot of fun interviewing all these guys today. So be sure to be on the lookout for more to come.